What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Point C. As you all know, we're big Halo fans over here on Point C, and just today, Halo Season 2 on Paramount Plus started streaming today. We got the first 2 episodes, so we just wanted to sit down and chat about it for a little bit, give our thoughts and our opinions as Halo fans, as people that, well, Noah completed all of Season 1, I watched part of it, but, we just wanted to sit down and talk about what's going on so far in the show and what we think about it, what can improve, and our overall thoughts on the season so far. So let's start it off with how Season 2, Episode 1 starts. We immediately start on Sanctuary, and we know that the Covenant are coming. That's not the question. It's where are they coming from, and are they there yet? And, oh my god. First of all, we have great banter between all of the different Spartans and the Marines. Great start to the episode, right off the bat. There's multiple jokes that are actually funny. At one point, Chief climbs this reef, meets up with the comms team, and they go, "We're the comms team." And then Chief's response is, "I know. I could tell by your aim." That joke hit, and just the action scene that came 2 minutes after that, bro. My fucking god. What a great way to start the season. Now, that was never a concern. I would argue that that's one thing that was good about Season 1 was those action scenes. It was the armor. It was the weapon design. So, starting off the episode strong, plot-wise too, with being hey, the Covenant are coming, we're here to protect your planet, and they're we don't need your protection. We were told that on our last planet, you guys fucked it. So, I think that immediately, we're put right into the action, we're put right into the story, we know what's gonna happen. And oh my god, that first elite fight, first of all, Chief takes 5 elites by himself? And then afterwards, there's a giant group of them. Oh my god, it's so good.
Loved it.
Yeah, I think...
Give me more of that.
I agree.
That's what I want.
I completely agree with you, which I think is why they released the first 2 episodes, because that second episode, nothing action-wise happened. There was a lot of story that happened. But episode 3, well, we know in episode 3 we're landing on Reach. So, there's going to be some sick fucking action scenes that are coming. I overall would say, so for me, I finished the first 2 episodes of Season 1, and I was I'm not interested. This show, on the other hand, has me hooked from the beginning. It does such a great job at, first of all, encapsulating Halo in a TV format, and also, immediately having me interested in these characters, in this story. The only thing I didn't care about was this little love story that was going on where he's yeah, I need to go fucking find Halsey. And then his girlfriend's that's all you talk about. And then his son was are there such things as monsters? I didn't care, but they immediately brushed it over. And that was also an amazing scene to end episode 1.
Yeah, it's I'm a fan of Soren. I like his character. I like the actor that plays him. I like how they brought him over from the books and everything. And I think that I'm really excited to see how John or Master Chief reacts to Soren being arrested.
Oh, for sure.
I'm also very excited to see how these new Spartan teams look and operate, because they're going to look for Cobalt team. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. I'm looking forward to seeing the Spartan 3s that were in the trailer. And I'm just looking forward to seeing a lot more of the show. As you guys probably know, I'm a fan of the first season. As much as I know that they kind of screwed it up a little bit. I like it anyways, because it has some good action scenes and it has a serviceable story.
I really did not like it. That's why I didn't even finish Season 1. And I think that they're doing a good job in really not mentioning Season 1. I think that they're aware that...
Yeah, they're not really... Yeah.
It's not really
they're pretending that it's not really there.
Yeah, and 100%,
sort of.
100%, if you have not watched Season 1, I would really implore you to hop in and just watch Season 2, Episode 1. I promise you're not going to be confused. They really haven't brought up anything from Season 1. So, I think that's a decent step in the direction if everybody else hates it, so in the future, when people get into the show, when we're in Season 3 or 4, people don't have to watch Season 1. They can just be all right, I'm going to Season 2. So, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm just overall excited to see where the show goes. We've already had some pretty fucking crazy twists. I was not expecting him to get arrested at the end of episode 1. That was pretty wild. And I will say, the new Doctor that replaces Halsey, I understand that that's clearly the fucking villain, right? But you didn't need to make it so obvious in his first interaction with Chief. I would argue. I feel like that you could have done something more interesting than be like, oh yeah, he's clearly the villain after one interaction with him.
I guess, yeah. From the get-go, it's kind of obvious that he's the villain, which I think was like kind of the point, though.
Right, and I would agree with you, except if we're gonna try to play it up like Chief and every other Spartan is like, no, he's like trying to do better than Halsey, because that's what they're doing. So it's like, are we just gonna act like Chief is an idiot now and that he doesn't see what's going on with him?
I think he knows. I think he knows.
But with how Chief's character is, do you really think that he would just put up with his nonsense then if he knew that he was the villain?
He's not. That's why they're going to Reach. That wasn't
right.
That wasn't
right.
That wasn't authorized.
Right, but I meant earlier on, like in episode 1 and episode 2, like it just I just like, yes, Chief is rebelling against him, but I don't think that he's like, oh yeah, these are new fucking enemy. I don't think that Chief realizes that yet. Maybe other Spartans do. It doesn't seem like, well, especially the other Spartans. They really don't see it. But it's all right. It's still only episode 2. But yeah, overall, I'm just really excited to see where the show goes. The action scenes have been incredible, especially with that training scene. And oh my god, bro, like talk about pushing Spartans to their limits, and then just being like, look, I saw what's coming. We got to be ready. That's just so sick.
I'm loving the show. It's big step up.
100%. I think that we got new writers for this season, right?
Yeah, new writers, new showrunner, different vibes. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they changed the intro music too, because the intro music actually has the Halo theme. But I think the original intro song was just like a imitation of it.
Oh, really? I did not know that. It's been like a year and a half since I watched the first episode of that show, so I guess I don't remember what the theme song was. But yeah, now I know that there's already going to be people complaining on Twitter about him taking his helmet off. I really, especially here, it doesn't bug me, because he gave a great explanation. He's like, look, if you want to build connection to a character, you're gonna have a tough time doing that with a helmet on the whole show.
Well, it's okay, and people bring up Mandalorian and other things, like where they have the thing about the Mandalorian is that that's part of his character. He has to have the helmet on.
Yeah.
With Chief, he's a soldier. He doesn't have to have the helmet on. There's no in-lore explanation in the Halo games to where he has to keep that helmet on.
Right. Now,
he just does.
Exactly. And the thing is that I would agree if he took it off in the middle of that fucking elite fight. That would have been dumb. That would have been stupid. But he didn't do that. He took it off when he was in the ship, and we'd seen him convey emotion. You know what the thing is about the Mandalorian? You don't really see emotion through like you do, but it's very shallow. But once again, that's part of Mandalorian's character. It's like Chief Chief being like, oh yeah, I never take the helmet off. It's not part of his character. So yeah, I agree. And like he didn't like have the helmet off during any of the action scenes, and that's really where it would bug me personally, where it's like, all right, so why does everybody else have helmets on, but then Chief just decided, yeah, I gotta take my fucking helmet on so everybody can see my face throughout this fight.
I think it was the finale or the episode before that.
Yeah, see,
when they were having that fight in the weight room and he had his helmet off, but then everybody else had theirs on.
Yeah, see, that's
I think.
See, that's a dumb idea to me. Like, if everybody else if he's still wearing his gear, everybody else is there, and they're all fucking fighting alongside him, but then you decide, yeah, I'm taking my helmet off for this one fight so that everybody else can know that it's me. Yeah, it's kind of dumb. But when he took it off in the ship, I had no problems with that, and obviously I don't expect him to walk around in full gear the whole fucking time when he's just like hanging out.
Yeah, when he's just like in the base, and
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh, well, he should wear the full thing."
No, I
No,
disagree. Yeah, I
that's not
disagree.
how this. Like, people just don't want to accept this. Is just how that version of the universe works.
Mhm.
I mean, when you have a TV show character, the way you connect with TV show characters is different than the way you connect with a video game character that you're playing as.
Yes.
The way Bungie conveyed emotion through Chief was like putting you in his shoes, and a better way to do that is to make him faceless so that you imagine yourself as him.
Especially like when you have a more emotional character. Like this isn't a character like the Mandalorian that doesn't really have those emotions.
And plus, the Mandalorian still takes his helmet off in certain moments.
Yeah, I can agree with the criticism of him taking it off in combat. But like a lot of people complained about the poster when this poster for season 2 came out. And I thought that was a little ridiculous. It's a promotional material, bro. Like chill.
Yeah, and plus, like, it's the one where he's like kneeling over like fallen soldiers,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
That's literally something that you do to honor the fallen.
Yeah. I just think that some of the complaints for the show are a little null and void.
Forced.
Yeah. I do agree with some of the criticisms. I thought that the sex in season 1 was stupid. But
Oh, yeah, me too.
We'll see where we go in season 2. I will say though, I felt a little weird in that scene where Chief was in that like AI room that he was paying for, and it was clearly in universe people use that as sex AIs, and
Yeah.
and Chief was just using it to talk to Cortana, which I really liked that scene. It was just very funny to me that this was clearly a room that was used for sex AIs, and that's really funny to think about.
Yeah, I mean, it's giving me Officer K vibes, to be honest. It was. I mean, like not just in a joke sense, but like
Yeah.
even like the same kind of reason why, because people use Joy and Blade Runner to like have sex situations.
Yeah.
But but like Officer K is just using it as like oh, you're my fake wife.
I think that clearly is part of the season is that they're going to try to. I think, at least to me, it seems like they kind of want to tackle the subject of like AI in general. Halo Infinite delve into it a little bit, not as much though, but I really think that this series, they're like, look, it's top of the news right now. I think that it would make sense that if they talk a little bit about open AI and that sort of idea of like, is AI going too far? Does AI have some sort of sentiment? And especially in the Halo universe, where Chief is like, you're not her, you never will be her. It's super interesting to see so far. What I would like to see improve, honestly, as of right now, not too much, because like we had the pilot and then episode 2, and clearly episode 2, the reason why we got episode 2 today as well is clearly because nothing really happened in it. It's not that it's filler, but it's clearly not like, oh yeah, it was clearly setting up why we're going to Reach.
Yeah, it's just they're kind of just setting up a lot right now, which
sure.
is to be expected because that's kind of just how shows are in general.
Yeah, 100%. Right now, these 2 episodes together are sitting at an 8 for me. I thought that the whole subplot with Dr. Halsey was super interesting, of her just being in a single room.
Me too.
Yeah, dude, that was so interesting. And then that girl just...
And did you notice that clone is literally Cortana?
Oh, is it really? I did not realize
Yeah,
that.
I think it's the same person. I could be wrong.
Oh.
But, I should double check before I make a fool out of myself. But I'm pretty sure it's the same actress that plays Cortana that's in there.
Interesting. I did not realize that. But the clone was so interesting. The first clone dies, and then the second one comes in, and it's the exact same playing of events, except Dr. Halsey is trying to manipulate it and get the answers out of her, and she's like, "You're dying. You need to tell me." It's like, dude, that's so.
Yeah. And I think they're trying. I don't know why. I think they're trying to like play into Halsey's like what she did to like parents with the Flash clones by giving her a Flash clone to talk to all the time that like just constantly dies.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to traumatize her, but it doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah, I mean, when you have an evil fuck like Halsey, well, yeah, I guess I'll say evil. When you have somebody like Dr. Halsey, you're gonna have a tough time, like, who already has thrown her own moral obligations outside of the window to make the Spartans. is that you're gonna have a tough time there. Yeah, so far I think that the plot is interesting, the subplot is semi-interesting, and I'm just excited to see where it goes. Sadly, we got to wait a whole week for the next episode, but
it was giving me like Halo 1 vibes with the Marine banter.
you know what? I was kind of thinking that at certain points too, honestly. It also kind of made me think of Halo Wars at times, like where the sniper sitting up top, and then they started just kind of bantering back and forth. I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
this is great.
I hope that we get more stuff like that, for sure, to sort of just kind of break up the pace, for sure, because it does it in a very nice way. And so far the jokes haven't been bad, so we'll see what happens in episode 3. But we hope that you enjoyed. We will be back next week for episode 3 of Halo Season 2. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys, and peace.